Today let's come to one of the giants of European football. Les Bleus finished as runners-up at the 2022 World Cup and possess so much talent that England may be the favourites with many bookmakers, but France are the team to beat at Euro 2024. The Three Lions couldn't manage it at the 2022 World Cup, with Les Bleus proving their big game bottle by edging out Gareth Southgate's side in an epic last-8 encounter before eventually finishing as runners-up to Argentina after arguably the greatest final the international game has ever seen. France are arguably stronger now than they were in Qatar. They've since lost a couple of friendlies, both to Germany, but qualified for the Euros undefeated despite being in arguably the toughest group. Didier Deschamps' side also beat Netherlands home and away, with their performance in Paris particularly impressive. Obviously, Olivier Giroud is getting on a bit, but the veteran AC Milan striker will be surrounded by a wonderful array of attacking talent, including Kylian Mbappé, the best player in the world, and the all-round genius that is Antoine Griezmann. What's more, France are blessed with a plethora of players that are not only immensely talented but also incredibly young. However, he's nonetheless elected to bring an old face back into the fold for the tournament in Germany. So, who has made France's 25-strong 2024 Euro squad? You will know right away in today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like for the video. Goalkeepers. Mike Maignan gave France an almighty scare when he got injured for the second time this season, suffering a thigh problem while warming up for AC Milan's Serie A clash with Juventus on April 27, but the goalkeeper is expected to return to action before the end of the season. As long as Maignan is fit, he will be Deschamps' #1 at the Euros, having long since established himself as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Indeed, he made a stunning save in Dublin during the qualifiers that earned his side 3 important points against Ireland. West Ham's Alphonse Areola is Maignan's likely understudy, but Brice Samba of Lens, who started the 3-2 win over Chile, is also in contention for that role. Defenders. Deschamps has rather pointedly stated that William Saliba has yet to produce his very best form for France, but the Arsenal man should start in Germany and most likely alongside Ibrahima Konate if the Liverpool man can stay fit, by no means a certainty. Dayot Upamecano is obviously a decent alternative, but he's no longer a starter at Bayern Munich, which is why the loss of the versatile Lucas Hernandez to injury is such a massive, if unsurprising, blow. Jules Koundé and Benjamin Pavard are 2 other options in the center of defense, given they are also multi-talented defenders, as comfortable at right-back as they are in the middle. When it comes to the full-back berths, Theo Hernandez is almost certain to start on the left-hand side, particularly now that his brother Lucas has been ruled out through injury, although a recalled Ferland Mendy will offer stiff competition for the position, given his revival at Real Madrid. Meanwhile, Jonathan Klaus is a more attractive proposition on the opposite flank than Koundé. Klaus was performing poorly earlier in the season for Marseille and was also forced off against Chile with a hamstring problem, but Deschamps has a lot of faith in the 31-year-old. Elsewhere, the window of opportunity has closed for Chelsea trio Malo Gusto, Wesley Fofana, and Axel Disasi, while there's no room in the squad for Jean-Claire Todibo either. Midfielders. Deschamps' preferred midfield 3 is now well established. Adrien Rabiot has become a key player for France and Juventus over the past couple of years, and he will start in midfield alongside Real Madrid's Aurélien Tchouameni, who is expected to overcome injury in time to start, and France's hybrid hero Griezmann, the ridiculously intelligent and industrious forward who was utilized as an auxiliary midfielder to great effect at Qatar 2022. Youssouf Fofana and Eduardo Camavinga provide quality backup, while Warren Zaïre-Emery is very much one to watch, with the prodigiously gifted PSG teenager having marked his international debut in November with a goal. The 18-year-old is the youngest player ever to be called up for a major international tournament by France, and he will joined in the squad by the injury-plagued N'Golo Kanté, who has received a shock recall at the age of 32 because, according to Deschamps, he has regained all of his physical abilities while playing in Saudi Arabia for Al Ittihad. Forwards. He may be 37 now, but Giroud will spearhead the France attack, not least because Mbappé, France's star player, adores playing off the AC Milan #9. However, Giroud does have competition for his starting spot. Marcus Thuram is enjoying a fine debut season in Serie A with Inter, and although Randall Kolo Muani hasn't exactly lived up to his lofty transfer fee, he is a club mate of Mbappe at PSG and impressed against Chile. If Kingsley Coman is fit, and that is a big if, he will be the favourite to play on the right wing over the maddeningly inconsistent Ousmane Dembélé. Meanwhile, Bradley Barcola has played his way into the squad after an impressive end to the season for PSG. Sadly, Christopher Nkunku's hopes of travelling are over, with the Chelsea forward having seen his first season at Stamford Bridge blighted by injuries. Expected starting lineup. Maignan is the one certainty at the back, but it would be a surprise if Saliba doesn't start, despite competition from Pavard. Koné should be the other centre-half, especially with Lucas Hernandez out. Theo Hernandez is the best offensive option at left-back and, rather tellingly, was picked for both group games against the Dutch, but it remains to be seen who plays on the opposite flank. Right now, Deschamps appears to favour Klose over Count, who did not look comfortable against Chile, but Pavard is also a contender. Despite Kante's return after nearly 2 years in the wilderness, the midfield is almost certain to be made up of Tchouaméni, Rabiot and Griezmann, who will be given license to get forward and support Giroud. Captain Mbappe and the fit-again Coman will likely provide the width. The expected starting lineup with France's 4-3-3 formation includes Maignan, Klose, Saliba, Koné, Theo Hernandez, Tchouaméni, Rabiot, Griezmann, Coman, Giroud, Mbappe. Notable absentees. Lucas Hernandez was desperately unfortunate to tear his ACL less than 2 months before the Euros, in PSG's Champions League semi-final against Borussia Dortmund at Signal Iduna Park, while backup midfielder Boubacar Kamara suffered the same injury back in February. As already mentioned, Nkunku's hopes of being called up have also been hindered by persistent fitness problems. As Deschamps said, he's healed, but he hasn't yet started a match since his return from injury. He could have been called up, but we have a lot of attacking players. Indeed, Aston Villa's Moussa Diaby was essentially pipped to a place in the squad by Barcola, while the tournament probably came just a little too soon for Crystal Palace's exciting attacker Michael Olise. Matteo Guendouzi was a late addition to the panel for the March internationals, but the Lazio ace failed to make the final cut. Paul Pogba won't be on the plane either, with the midfielder having been hit with a 4-year ban for failing a drugs test. Pogba has 91 caps to his name and was a key player in the 2018 World Cup win in Russia, but, at 31, there is a real chance he'll never play for his country again.